y'all. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Sahara, the borderline millennial. I am on a journey to create a cozier, more intentional life for my 30s, one hobby, one moment, and one memory at a time. And I want to bring you all with me. And for today's video, we are going to be getting ready for my 30th birthday trip to Alaska. I'm so excited. Alaska is a bucket list place for me, and I had so many different ideas of what I could do for this birthday trip, but all I knew is that I wanted it to be epic. I wanted to have fun, and I wanted to have a mix of nature, but also being comfortable and like a little bit of luxury. So doing a 7-day adventure through Alaska cruise was what I settled on. So I feel like in order to start my 30s off on the right foot, I really wanted to bring in this new decade of life doing things that I feel like I want to bring into my 30s. And that includes being in nature, traveling a little bit more, and also just enjoying life and crossing things off of my bucket list. And of course, doing all that with my husband. So I had a few different contenders for what I wanted to do for my 30th birthday trip. Two that I really wanted and that I kind of was leaning towards were going to Banff. It is a national park located in Canada. I had been seeing so much about it, and it just looks like one of the most gorgeous places in the world, and it's definitely still high on my bucket list, but I ended up not going with that. And another option was just going to Hawaii. I've only ever been to Hawaii once, and I went to Maui, and then I wanted to go to like the main island or some other places because I felt like Hawaii is so gorgeous. It's got amazing nature, but it's also not far off like the beaten path. So you can still have nice, comfortable, modern amenities while also still being in close proximity to nature. So that was a big contender. However, I think I'm going to try and plan a family Christmas trip to Hawaii this year. So I knocked that one off my list. And then I finally landed on what we're actually going to be doing, which is a 7-day Alaskan cruise through Holland America Cruise Lines. So this is actually going to be my first time taking a cruise with Holland America. I've done 2 other cruises before. Once when I was 18 for a graduation present from my uncle, and it was like 6 or 7 nights to the Caribbean. So we went to Dominican Republic, Curacao, Aruba, and Grand Turk. And that one was really fun. I really loved going to the Caribbean. That was my first and only time I've ever been there. That was amazing. We were on the Carnival Breeze cruise ship. And then for my husband's 30th birthday, we did a family cruise to Ensenada. I think that one was Royal Caribbean, right out of right out of Long Beach, that area. So that one was nice. It was really local, and we got to do, I think, about 4 days or 4 days, 3 nights, I think. So that was like a nice, good fun cruise because I was the only one on that trip who'd actually been on a cruise, so we didn't want to jump right in with a long cruise. So we thought like a nice long weekend cruise was great, and everyone ended up loving it. So I think our family, my husband's family, we're probably going to be doing another cruise sometime, either this year or next year, because I think both of his parents turn 65 or they have a milestone birthday next year. So we might do another family trip for that. But all that to say, I decided to do the 7-day Alaska cruise because I've honestly been wanting to go to Alaska for a very long time, especially since I watched The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. I just love that movie. It's one of my comfort movies, and just seeing that is so beautiful, watching that movie and seeing the scenery of Alaska. And I also really wanted to make sure that I kind of had modern amenities and some comfort in this trip as well. So I felt like a cruise was the best of both worlds, where we can do some fun nature outdoor excursions while still having the comfort of a nice spa on deck and our nice suite with a veranda. So I was able to kind of nail things down. We booked this cruise through Costco, so we used our Costco credit card to do that, which gives us some other perks and a really good discount. So we got a good deal on this trip, and all we have to do is basically get to Seattle, and then we board our ship, and then we have a fun time in Alaska for 7 days. So we are just currently a couple days out from having to head to Seattle, like I said, for this cruise. And so because we just are so busy at this time, I really wanted to make sure that I do all of my prep in advance just to ensure that we have everything we need to do, because we leave on a Saturday And that Saturday, I'm actually working. So it's going to be a week where I actually had to work on a Saturday for one of our signature events. So I have to be up at like 5 a.m. to get to my work event that I need to be there for 7. And then it goes till 2 p.m. And it's kind of far away, like in Pomona. And then I have to, from there, right after the event, I need to leave, come back, pick up my husband, and then we have to go over to LAX and get ready for a flight that leaves around like 7 p.m. So it's just a really crazy day, and I already know that I'm going to be super stressed out on Saturday on our travel day. So I wanted to make sure that I was as proactive as possible, and by doing so, I think I'm going to be pretty set to like have everything done well before we actually have to leave for the cruise. So for me, doing prep in advance means like being very, very detail oriented. I have spent weeks ahead of time just making sure that we had our passports updated, which was like such a big stressor for me because my husband and I are both, well, we already did. We both changed our names and we were a little bit slow on the process. So we needed to make sure that we got our passports updated with our new names before we go on this trip. So we have our passports updated because we are only going to be going into Canada for 1 day on this cruise, but of course you need your passport for that. So we got that done with just like a couple of weeks to spare, thank goodness, because that was really stressing me out. But that was one of the big things. I've also done a lot of research when it comes to this cruise line, Holland America Cruises, this cruise in general, like this actual exact cruise and people who've been on it before, and then also like the Alaskan weather and the excursions that we're doing. So I did a lot of prep in the weeks and even the months preparing for this trip so that I had all of my research done. So when it came time to actually pack and prep for the trip, which is what we're doing today, that I was already set and ready to go. We've already planned our excursions for the trip. So we have 4 different port stops, and then in each of the port stops, we did book an excursion. So the excursions that we're doing are a kayaking excursion at Mendenhall Glacier with a salmon bake. We're doing a sea otter and bear like adventure and odyssey thing. And then we also have an adventure cart ride, which is like riding ATVs through the forest there in Alaska. And then lastly, when we're in Canada, we're doing a high tea ceremony at the Pendry Hotel. So we have kind of a mixed bag of what we're going to be doing. So I really just needed to make sure that I was prepared for each of those different excursions. And then of course, prepared for life on the boat. On those 3 other days that we're not going to be stopping at a port, they are mostly scenic passageways through Alaska. So we did end up booking a suite with a nice veranda so that we can spend a lot of our time just on the deck of our own private area watching the beautiful scenery, because that's truly what I'm on this cruise for. There is so much beautiful nature and scenery to look at on this cruise based on all the vlogs that I've watched of people who've done Alaskan cruises before. So I am hoping to get some really good content in for one, so I can do a little Alaska vlog for you all. And then also just have some time to just sit and relax with my husband. We are just excited to actually treat this like a vacation where we can relax. Of course, we have a couple of excursions planned, but for the most part, we're just gonna be taking the day nice and easy and relaxing. We have a couples massage book. My husband booked me a nice facial that I'm gonna do like on day 1 or day 2 on the cruise. So I'm excited for this vacation, and I'm excited to get everything kind of finalized and ready for us to get going on Saturday. And I'm so excited that you all are gonna help prep with me. So now that I've given you like this really long intro, I really need to learn to talk and yap a little bit less because my intros are always so long. But I don't know, if you like that, let me know in the comments. If you want me to just like get to the point of the video faster, also let me know in the comments. But what we're gonna be doing today is prepping for this Alaska trip. So first things first, I'm gonna show you my kind of packing strategy and my thought process of how I actually plan to pack my suitcase for this trip, because I am very like type A when it comes to that. Like I have notes, I have Word docs, I have sticky notes, and I have everything like sorted. You'll see in just a minute. So I'm gonna show you my packing strategy for this trip. And then I'm going to show you some of my haul for this trip. So I did a lot of ordering things because we obviously live in Los Angeles and we just don't have Alaska weather stuff. I mean, my husband's from New Hampshire, but he hasn't lived there in like almost 10 years. So we just didn't have what we needed for all the excursions that we're going to be doing. So I do want to do a little haul of things that I bought for this trip. And then I just want to get a little bit of stuff done around the house. I need to clean the bathroom. Oh my God. We just had a plumbing situation where they were working on a unit like a few floors above ours, and whatever they did messed up something that affected our unit like literally 6 floors lower, and we had black ooze coming out of our sink and just completely filling it. And so we had an emergency maintenance crew come and sort that out, but they had to pour all that sludge in our toilet to just get that like out of the sink because they couldn't drain it down the sink, which is why I was backing up. So they had to pour all that sludge in the toilet, and it just left our bathroom a mess. I already cleaned the kitchen, but I still need to clean the bathroom. So I just want to get that sorted because I don't want to come home to a messy apartment. I don't want to do that. That's awful. So I got to do that. I need to clean my makeup brushes and just do a couple of other little things. And I might even start actually like packing my suitcase for this trip. So those are the main things that I want to do today, and I want to bring you all along. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it because I've already been yapping your ear off for long enough. So let's go ahead and get prepped for Alaska together. Okay, I had to put my mic on real quick because I'm going to be like walking around showing y'all what I do. But before I get started, one of the things that I really want to make sure going into this trip and any trip that I ever do is just making sure like my health is on point. So I've been working out, I've been eating really well this week, and I am trying to do whatever I can to make sure that I don't get sick. Like I said, I have an event that I have to work at like the morning of our flight to Seattle. So I'm probably going to be wearing a mask that day. But another preventative thing that I've been doing lately is actually taking these immunity turmeric shots from Factor. I'm not sponsored yet. That would be so cool one day to like actually have like a Factor sponsorship or something like that. But for now, I just wanted to share something that I actually really love to do, which is taking these immunity shots before, just to make sure that my immune system is like up to par and is like working as good as it can be so that I don't get sick. Because I'm notorious for getting sick like right before vacation or like while I'm on vacation. So if I can prevent that this time, that would be ideal. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this little immunity shot while I remember to take it. So. Oh my God. It is, if you are sleepy, like I don't drink caffeine. Except like sometimes I'll drink it like in a Coke, like a Coca-Cola. But I don't drink coffee or anything like that. But if I need a little shot of something to wake me up, this will do it. Like that was a raw reaction because this is intense, but it is so good. And I feel so much better after it. And I just feel good knowing that I'm like doing what I can to keep my body healthy right now. But yeah, it was a lot. It's a decent sized shot, but I just like to throw it back and just get it over with. But okay, now let's move on. Let's move on. All right, so what I do after I do all of my research and I planned out our activities for each day with our itinerary is I go in and I plan my outfits that I'm going to be wearing for each day of our trip. Some days have multiple outfits, other days only have one outfit based on activity or ports or whatever else. But regardless, for me, I've learned that I just do better with packing. Like I don't overpack so much and I don't underpack so much when I prep my packing by my outfits, by my days. So kind of going in like a roundabout way here, I have packed up my day 1, my day 2, 3, 4, like even including the travel days. So I have basically 9 days worth of outfits because we travel on Saturday, then we board on Sunday, then we're on the cruise Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We get back to Seattle Sunday. We're actually going to be staying one extra day in Seattle because one of my best friends lives there. So we're going to be spending that Sunday we get back because we get back at like 7 a.m. So she's going to pick us up and then we're just going to hang out for the entire day. And then we fly back on that Monday morning, which is the day before my birthday. So that's exciting. But it also means that I just need to have a lot of different outfits like packed and prepared. So that's what I've done here. And then I also have a section right here that is all of my like extra outfits as well as my accessories. And let me just show you real quick, like up close, what I have going on. All right, so like I said, I have day 0. So starting here, I have a top. I actually ordered another pair of pants that I really love that I will use for this day. So this is my travel day. So Saturday evening on the plane. Then I have my day 1. This is just an embarking day. We're just going to be exploring the ship, getting settled in. So I just need one casual, simple outfit. Then cruise day 2 is our first like day at sea, which is going to be really fun. I'm planning to work out that morning. So I have my workout outfit as well as an actual outfit for the day. And then I have a different top that I can change it into if I want to get dressed up just a little bit for dinner. I'm going to pause on this section for now because those are extras. I'll show you that in a second. But then moving over to this side, we have my day 3 cruise outfit here. So day 3 is our first port stop and our first excursion day. So we have a casual outfit here for when I'm just about the ship. And then in the afternoon, we get to the port. And this is our big Mendenhall Glacier kayaking and salmon bake excursion. So I had to purchase some like waterproof hiking type pants for the boat. And then I've also got lots of layers because it is going to be cold in Alaska. I think it's going to be about to the mid 40s, maybe low 50s, and kind of rainy as well. So I had to just prep for everything. So I've got that layered outfit there. Then for day 4, it is another day at sea. And so any day we have a day at sea, I'm going to be working out in the morning. So I have my workout outfit, I have my top, and then I'm going to wear jeans that I have for another day. And then I have a dress to change into in case we have like a nicer dinner. Then we're moving on to day 5. This is when we are doing our sea otter and kind of wildlife expedition where we're going to be on a boat and a car, I believe. So it's going to be pretty low key, but it will get cold while we're on the boat out in the water. So I did pack layers, a nice outfit for that day, and then a top that I can wear for dinner with some other pants that I've already had for other outfits. Day 6, we are in another port. And then in this port in particular, we are going to be doing our adventure cart ride, which is ATVing kind of through the hills over there. It is supposed to be raining that day, so it might get a little muddy. So I've got a nice outfit that is appropriate for that type of climate and that type of weather. So I've got, like some more hiking pants, some like workout shorts, layers, things like that that are going to be good for that. And they're all waterproof. Then here we have my day 7 outfit. This is our last main day. And this is the day that we're going to be ending up at the port in Victoria, Canada. And we're going to be doing the high tea situation and like a drive through the area, like a scenic drive. But we won't get there till the evening. So most of the day we'll be on the ship already. So I have my daytime outfit. This is the day we're going to be doing our couples massage. So I've got a nice casual outfit. I do have a workout outfit that morning because I do want to get a workout in since we won't get to the port until about 8 p.m. And then I have those fleece lined tights that you always see on TikTok shop and like in TikTok videos, especially in the winter. So I actually bought one of those and they're actually quite nice and quite warm, but I'm really going to test this out with this nice long sleeve dress that I'll be wearing to the high tea. And then the day we get back to Seattle, my best friend and I and my husband, we're going to be going to the Seattle Zoo. So I just have a casual outfit for that. And then finally my traveling home outfit, which is just really comfy, like airplane pants from Packed. And then I also just have like a casual t-shirt that I'll be wearing. Okay, so now that you've seen the outfits kind of laid out like that, I just want to put right here this little like video of how I've actually broken down each of my outfits for this trip and for this, like for each day of this trip. So I saw this from someone like a couple of years ago and they basically use their notes app and photos of themselves to kind of show and lay out each of their outfits in their notes app. So that's exactly what I did. When I prepped these outfits, I made sure to try every single thing on, making sure it was comfortable, it went well, and it was appropriate for the activity of that day. And then I wrote it down in the note. I separated it by day. I put the excursion that we're doing, like where we're going to be at, and then an outfit with like details of it, like if it's for my workout outfit, if it's for just like hanging out, if it's for the excursion. Like I put all those details here. And then I took a picture of myself in each outfit, and then I did kind of like remove the background, and then I put that into the document itself in my notes app so that I can just like scroll through and see everything that I'm going to be wearing. So this is super helpful. I think it's going to help me a lot so I don't have to like worry about planning my outfit while I'm actually on the cruise, because I've already done that work already. And I'm glad I found that person. I don't know who that was, but thank you to whoever you are for giving me that idea to do that, because this is awesome. Okay, and so now I want to show you those other piles that I kind of like zoomed by, because those are some of the extra things that are also important, but like I didn't necessarily need to put in with other outfits. Okay, so sitting on this chair are my outerwear. So I have a thin like raincoat windbreaker. Then I have like a workout top that's fleece lined. I also have this little vest that I can wear that's also fleece. And I have my casual sweatshirt that I'll probably be wearing a lot. And then I have my heavy duty all-weather water wicking coat that is going to be really come in handy for all those outdoor expeditions. And then finally back over here, that pile that I kind of just went by, let's revisit that, because these are my accessories. So I have hats, gloves, beanies, scarves there. Then these are my extra things. So I have extra socks, extra undies, like extra shorts, etc., etc. And then finally, I just have my pajamas here. And then a pair of sweatpants, because you always need a pair of sweatpants. So this is definitely a lot, and we're definitely going to be having to like pack multiple suitcases, because this is just me. Like, this isn't even my husband yet, but I don't care. I don't care if I have to have extra suitcases. Like, this is just what we're doing for the trip. Oh, and I just realized over here I have the shoes that I'm going to be bringing. So I do have little rain booties. I have my tennis shoes. I have one pair of like nicer boots, and then just a pair of sandals to like roam around the cruise ship with. So yeah, that is my packing strategy. I think it's very type A. I'm definitely an anxious person, especially when I travel. So I just like to be as proactive as possible so that I can minimize extra levels of stress and anxiety. And this is what works for me. I can't just throw stuff in a suitcase. Like that's just not who I am. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't put my mind at ease. So this is what I do, and maybe this is what you do, or maybe this will help you when you pack going on your next trip. Maybe this will inspire you to kind of pack like this. It is a lot of work, but it's totally worth it to just kind of have my mind at ease like that day of travel, and even just like while I'm on vacation. So this works for me, and I hope you enjoyed that part. So now I want to get into the next part of this like Alaska prepping video day, and that is going through some of the things that I bought to prep for this trip. Okay, so this is a box of a bunch of stuff that I ended up buying for this trip. There are some things that I bought, like there's actually quite a few things that I also bought that aren't going to be in here. And that's just because they are clothing items and that I've already put over there. But down in the description below, I'm going to link all of my Alaska prep essentials. So everything that I bought, because some of the things you won't be seeing here are going to include like the thermal sets I got, the wool socks that we got, some of our winter jackets, and a few other items like that. So if you are planning a trip to Alaska and you're wondering what to get, I will have that linked below of everything that I got to help me prepare for this trip. Before we get into this haul, I want to show you my little pad folio, which is kind of the most important thing to me right now. This has all of our cruise paperwork in it. But actually the first thing that I want to show you as part of this haul are actually these luggage tags. So if you didn't know, when you go on a cruise, they always give you a luggage tag with your stateroom number and things and like your name and stuff that you have to print out at home, or you can get when you're actually boarding the ship. But if you print it out at home, you can already attach it to your luggage, and they know exactly where to deliver your suitcase when you check in, because all you're allowed to do is actually bring on like a little carry-on or a backpack or something, and the rest will be checked, and then it'll actually be delivered to your room sometime within the first day. So I have done a couple of cruises before, and I actually wanted to invest this time in an actual slip that I can put the paper luggage tag in. So that's what I did. So this is what it is. We've already, by the time you're seeing this, we've already gotten back from our cruise. So I don't care if you see like our stateroom number, because I'm probably going to show you that in the vlog when I give you a little tour of our room. Make sure you subscribe and watch that, because it's going to be the next video that I post. It's going to be our actual trip vlog. But anyway, so this is it. We got to actually print this out. So this is our luggage tag. I'm Mrs. Ramgo Powell now, officially my new last name. But it fits in here perfectly. And they have different size of these little cases that you can put for your luggage tag based on whatever cruise line you're on. So I had to find the ones for Holland America because they're a little bit more narrow and longer than ones for like Carnival or Royal Caribbean. So just make sure if you're looking for those, you pick the one that is appropriate for your cruise line. So that is the first thing we bought. But anyway, back to my padfolio. So what's really important right now is kind of different requirements when it comes to traveling, just with the state of the United States of America right now. And so we just found it really important for us, in particular my husband, because he's a citizen, but he wasn't actually born here. And we just don't know because we are going a little bit out of the country to Canada, but we just wanted to be really cautious. So we made photocopies of all of our important documentation just in case we get stopped for whatever reason, wherever we go. But we have photocopies of our important documents like our passports and citizenship information, things like that. So just have that just in case, and we can keep this in the safe when we're on the boat. We also have our passports here. And then, of course, I made an actual itinerary of our trip and a full packing list. So this is my packing list. It is a 4-page document, 2 pages, double-sided basically. But it has everything detailed of what we'll need to pack based on numerous blog posts I've read, TikTok videos I've watched, YouTube videos I've watched of what are the essentials to pack for a 7-day Alaska cruise. And it even has like links that I've done for research of like trying to find the best thermal long sleeves and long underwear for women and men, hiking waterproof pants. Like I just laid out everything, and this really helped me prepare for all the things that I needed to purchase versus what I already had at home for this trip. So I did this. I keep that in here so we can mark this off as we're actually getting ready to pack our suitcases. So we can just like physically check these off, but I also have it obviously in Google Docs. So that's a digital version. And then I have our actual 30th birthday trip itinerary. So this is like 7 pages of our entire trip. For instance, day 5, May 1st, Sitka, Alaska. We have the port time, like what time we're actually going to be at the port. Our planned activities, like 10:30, we have our sea otter quest in Fortress of the Bear. I have notes for the excursion with how long it is, what it includes, the activity level, other things that are helpful notes that provided by the company. Then I have a recommended outfit that I created for what we should probably wear this day, and a recommended excursion packing list for what we should probably put in our backpack. And I just go into full freaking detail. So if you are interested in doing the Holland America cruise and you want to do basically exactly what we are doing, just let me know in the comments and I will send you my full itinerary, because it is a hefty itinerary. But like I said, these are the things that I do to help put my mind at ease and soothe my little anxious travel bug of who I am. And then also in this little padfolio, I just also keep our actual boarding pass for the cruise, as well as extra luggage tags, and then obviously our passport books that we have here. So yeah, this is my number one thing to bring for the cruise, is our cruise important doc padfolio. So now that I've showed you that, let's go ahead and get into the haul. First, I want to start by the things that I got off of Amazon. In particular, I want to start off with the nausea medication that I'm bringing. I have some tummy issues sometimes, and I am susceptible to motion sickness. Usually I do okay on a cruise ship unless they are rocky seas, but we're also doing an excursion that has us on a smaller boat, and on smaller boats and also on like buses, I tend to get a little bit more motion sick. So having motion sickness medicine was key. So these are the ones that I bought to prepare for that. And like I said before, everything that I'm showing you that's like from Amazon, I'm going to link it below. And then hopefully like you can just be able to see that all in my Alaska essentials list. But the first thing is the non-drowsy made with ginger advanced herbals motion sickness pills by Dramamine. So Dramamine is amazing. I've been taking Dramamine since I was a kid because, like I said, I always get motion sickness. But it was only just a couple of years ago when I learned that they had Dramamine with ginger, which is non-drowsy, because even the less drowsy version of Dramamine still makes me super, super tired. But this one is perfect. It does give me those like ginger burps, which are not fun, but I'd rather have that than feeling motion sickness on an entire cruise. So I got these. I got 3 little bottles of these so we can have one like in our cabin. We can have one in our day like excursion go bag, and then just one for whatever, just in case. So those are essential. This one I'm actually trying. It's something new. It's the All Claire Herbal Inhaler. So this is also supposed to help minimize some symptoms that you're feeling if you're feeling them like already coming on. So you just do a little sniff of this, and then hopefully it should clear out that feeling of motion sickness. So I got 2 of those, one for myself, one for my husband. Then I also got the motion patch. This is for behind the ear. You basically remove this outer layer, place it behind your ear, and it's supposed to help minimize feelings of motion sickness. I've actually never tried these before, but I did hear good things and people having success with these from other like influencers and just people I know of who also suffer from motion sickness. They're supposed to be non-drowsy. They last up to 72 hours, but I did get 2 packs just in case. I got this. Hopefully that works. And then finally, something that I learned about when I went on my first cruise is having chewable ginger, like tablets or candies, things like that, because ginger is like the #1 natural remedy for curing and kind of soothing motion sickness. So I saw that Dramamine, they also have an advanced herbals nausea pill, not a nausea pill, but it's a ginger chew. So this helps get rid of some nausea that you're having and also prevents motion sickness. So I feel like if I'm just if I've already maybe taken a Dramamine like pill, but I just need a little extra something, like if I'm already starting to feel nauseous, then I can just have a little Dramamine chew. And I think this will be really good for me just to kind of have in my go bag, like in my purse, whatever. So basically the direction is to just take a single dose 30 minutes before travel or as needed for nausea relief. So got a little pack of these and that should help. So those are all of my motion sickness remedies, and I think they should work. All right, so next up I want to show you a few things that I got for our excursions and then also some things that I got just for the ship itself. So I already showed you that I got the luggage tags, and those luggage tags also came with a lanyard that you can put your card into, because I guess for some cruises you get like a physical like card, kind of like a credit card or whatever, that's basically your room key and your ID for your cruise. So I got lanyards that we can put ours in. It was a pack that came with 3 of these. Obviously we only need 2 because it's just 2 of us going on the cruise, but these are going to be nice to have. I also got a little traveling carrying case for my Osmo. I do have another case that I use, but it's a bit bulkier and I wanted something that can just more easily fit in my bag so that I can vlog while I am out on excursions and just, you know, going around the place. So this is the cute little Osmo carrying case. Okay, another thing I got is this non-surge cruise compliant outlet. So this is actually just going to be helpful because I heard that a lot of cruise ships don't actually have that many outlets and ports available in your room. So they recommend getting something where you can have like extra places to plug in your chargers and other things. So I got this. It's cruise compliant, non-surge, and it's supposed to be really good. I like it because it has like the typical ports here as well as USB and USB-C. So it's like a newer model. So we can plug in all of the things like our phones, our cameras, our portable chargers, etc., etc. And then I feel like this one is so random, but on all of the like must-have lists I read and like watched on TikTok, everybody said get these magnetic hooks for your cruise cabin because they're supposed to be really helpful to like add extra storage and extra like hooks that you can hang jackets on or swimsuits and things, because apparently cruise cabins don't have lots of places to hang stuff. So I just got this pack of like 10 cruise cabin hooks. This is what it looks like without the actual hook on. The hook is right here, and then you would just screw that into here, and then you have an actual hook ready to go. So I'm gonna see if that's actually helpful. That's never something that I've had on a cruise before. I don't think I had issues hanging stuff, but now I won't for sure. And it was like $7, so it was really cheap. Then I needed a bag that I can just like take with me and use, that's like simple and easy for the trip, just like a personal item that has like also a lot of storage but isn't super big and bulky. So I found this bag. It's actually a dupe of the base like traveler bag or like on the go bag, but it was like a third of the price and it got here so much faster. So I'm sorry I didn't buy the real thing, but like this will do just fine. I guess I'm just in the bag era right now because I want to show you another bag that we got. So this is a dry bag in particular. We got this one for our actual kayaking day. We just wanted to get a waterproof dry bag so we can put our important things in, like our cameras and our wallets and stuff. So we have this. We'll see if we use it. I think we are going to use it, but I just wanted to make sure that we had this just in case. And then also we got these waterproof foam bags so that we can actually take these ones out while we're kayaking, and we don't have to worry about like if we drop our phone or if it gets wet, like it's going to have water damage, because we can put them in these little bags and you can actually still use them while they're in these bags. Those are the bags, and those are kind of all the major things that I got on Amazon. So I will again have that linked below if you want to like see what we got, and if you're planning for an Alaska trip, either like a trip itself or as part of a cruise, you might want to check out those Alaska essentials. But now let me move on to the last haul of stuff we got, and that's actually going to be from Sephora. The first thing I got is actually hair supplies. So I was supposed to have braids done for this birthday trip so I don't have to worry about my hair. However, the woman that I was going to get my hair braided, she texted me at like 10 p.m. the night before my hair appointment asking if I can come in at 6 a.m. and instead of 9:30 a.m., which was what I originally planned to do. I had friends over that night, so I didn't actually see that notification until about midnight, and I messaged her, and luckily we were messaging back and forth until like 2 a.m. But basically, she had originally told me the style that I wanted was only going to take about 5 hours. However, she did a few of those styles earlier that week, and she said it was taking basically like 10 hours, especially because I have like thicker hair. It would take like almost 10 hours. And so she wanted me to come in early, and I was like, no, it's already like midnight. You should have known this, especially if you've done, you know, this style before. Like, you should have given me more than a few hours heads up. So she was like, okay, just come in at like 9:30 and then just be prepared to spend all day there. And I was like, well, I can't do that. Like, I have an event that I have to leave for at 5 p.m. So like, there's no way that I can be there for like 10 hours or even like 11 hours. And so we did back and forth. I was just getting really annoyed, and I essentially just ended up canceling the appointment, and I didn't have time for it. Long story short, I was really upset that I didn't get to get my braids done, but I did save a sizable amount of money. Since I'm not going to be having my hair braided and I'll be wearing my natural hair for this trip, I do have to think about some of the products that I'm going to be bringing for this trip. And if you know you have natural hair, curly hair, you can't just wake up and it's fine. Like, you can't just do that. So I got this pattern little travel kit. It is the curl cocktail kit. It's got a leave-in conditioner, a curling cream, and then a curl gel. So I think this will be exactly what I need to do my hair for this cruise. I'm not going to be doing crazy styles. I'll probably be just doing like mostly like slick back styles, or maybe some like braids or French braids, whatever. So I'm just going to keep it simple with this. And then I also got another leave-in conditioner, because leave-in conditioners are like my go-to for sure. But this is the same pattern brand, but this is the Palo Santo leave-in conditioner. So I got a few different hair products that I'm going to take, and that they're travel size, so they save up some space in my luggage. And if I need to put them into, you know, a carry-on, I can do that. Then I was just running low on my eyebrow pencil, and I've been using the same eyebrow pencil since I was like in college. So basically like over 10 years. Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Brow Wiz in color ash brown. Then, of course, I am an eczema girly. Like, if you can't tell, I have some like eczema scarring like on my hands and on my legs, and I still get eczema regularly. But I found a brand that I really do love. They have a really good hand cream. It's called Skin Fix. It's their Eczema Plus hand cream, and this is their like travel size. I keep one of these in my purse every single place that I go to. It just keeps my hands nice and moisturized. And I think being in that Alaskan colder climate, my hands will probably be super, super dry, and which means my eczema will be breaking out. And it also always breaks out when I'm traveling. So I just want to have this hand cream on me at all times, because that's super important. I actually got the Fenty Skin little set here. So it has the total cleanser, the fat water, the Hydra Visor, which has SPF in the moisturizer, which is awesome. And there's also a little sample of the butter drop. And then if you see my TikTok, then you know my husband is a huge Biossance fan, and he just is obsessed with Biossance. That is like his one tried and true skincare brand, and everything he does for his skincare, it comes from Biossance. So of course we had to get the travel Biossance kit. This is their Plump and Hydrate. It comes with a cleanser, a firm eye area cream, a little serum for plumping, and then a moisturizer. So he is really happy about this. That's everything that we bought from Sephora. So that is the skincare haul. those are the things I'm going to be packing in the toiletry bag. Obviously, I'm still going to be packing like my toothbrush and some mouthwash and like toothpaste and stuff like that. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of things I'll probably be packing in my toiletries. I still need to pack my makeup bag, but I'm not going to be able to do that until probably like Saturday morning, right after I finish doing my makeup for the event. So that'll be the last thing that I pack. But I wanted to make sure that we got to pack all of these essentials because it was the last weekend before our trip. And so we just went out and ran a bunch of errands. All right, so at this point in the video, we've talked about what trip I'm going on, this Alaskan cruise. I've shown you my thought process behind packing for this trip, all of my outfit plannings. I gave you a breakdown of my essentials padfolio of all my important documents, and I've also given you my little buys that I've got from Amazon and Sephora to help prep for this trip. So now I think it's time to do a little bit of housework just to make sure things are set and ready for this trip. Like I told you at the very beginning of this video, I'm going to be cleaning my makeup brushes, cleaning the bathroom, and just doing a little bit of tidying up. So enjoy this little body doubling cleanup portion of the video. I packed my jewelry, which is great. Cleaned up the bathroom, you know, I had to Swiffer those floors. And then I cleaned my makeup brushes. Unfortunately, we did lose a makeup brush. I'm sorry. I tried cleaning it, but the system that I have to actually clean my brushes, you have to like stick one end into like this nozzle in order for it to spin. And because it was a dual-sided brush, I just wasn't able to do that. There's a lot of makeup in there. It was getting messy, and I just said bye. I'll just get another one. I'll figure it out. It's not that big a deal. But all the other makeup brushes are clean. I feel like I showed you a lot of good stuff today. I'm definitely ready to start packing, but I'm kind of tired right now. I need to eat some lunch. So I think this is a good place to wrap up this little prepping for Alaska video at. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate anybody who gets to my channel, watches my videos, and of course, if you stayed this long in this video, make sure you comment a brown heart emoji right there in the comments. If you're not subscribed, maybe this is a good reason for you to subscribe now. While you're already down there, go ahead and hit subscribe, turn on notifications, because I do post about bi-weekly videos. Sometimes I post weekly videos. Right now it's going to be bi-weekly because of this travel. My next video will be my Alaskan cruise vlog, so stay tuned for that. And thank you again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!